Comment day 13 if today resonates with you. Please. I'm like, yo, what is that? Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I'm Lewis Paris, a confidence coach, and I'm here to help you gain clarity, develop emotional control, and feel at ease in stressful situations. Ultimately, we have a vision, a dream, a goal, but we don't seem to achieve it, or we hold ourselves back because we feel like we don't belong, we are not capable, we have the fear of being judged. Put that out. Damp that fire out, okay? Let's put more fuel into the fire that's going to allow you to incorporate a stronger self-belief. Everyone has the potential for unlimited growth and abundance. So let's reach your full potential, because I hope these daily nuggets are helping you to build more confidence in your life. Day 13, you're not behind in life. Feeling like you're behind in life creates pressure, and pressure kills confidence. You think others are ahead, more confident, more successful, more settled. You think that you're late. But everyone moves at different speeds. This invisible timeline is creating anxiety. Confidence grows when you remove that pressure. Story time. Growing up, I always would look at my peers and feel as though I was behind. Why is it that people understand what direction they want to go in regards to the subjects they were studying? How come they are ahead of me in regards to results, right? A-levels and GCSEs and degrees and this, right? Why is it that everyone's got a clear vision? Why is it that that person's got that material thing, that shiny object? Why is it that person is in a relationship, they've got a kid, they're now engaged and this and that? So many different scenarios. Why is it that I feel as though I'm behind? Why does it feel like I'm not doing well enough? Okay? Why am I comparing myself to others? Comparison is the thief of joy. And we all go through that as humans. We can't help it. It is a natural emotion. We're doing something and we're doing it. We're working, we're doing this, we're holding things together. And then one thing, we see something online. We see a friend of ours that's telling us about their life. And we're like, whoa, they're there and I'm over here. I got to stay in my own lane, right? Because as soon as I start comparing myself to my peers, my colleagues, other random people online that I've never met, then I'm going to feel like I've messed up. I'm now behind. I now haven't put in enough work. Do I need to pivot? I feel lost. I feel confused. They look like they got their life together and I'm over here still figuring it all out. When in reality, they're doing the exact same thing. Don't be a sheep in this regard. Be a bloody wolf in sheep's clothing. Focus on you. Be a little bit more selfish. Yeah? Look back at what you've been able to achieve. You know? That's why I like people to remain present and to remain grateful. So practicing gratitude, you know, and just being happy in the position you're in. Because you are in a better position than someone else in this world. And someone else in this world is looking at you and saying, I want to be in your position. You ever seen that meme where someone is walking, right, and they wish they had a bicycle because they saw someone ride a bike? Now that same person who's riding the bike is riding down, and then he sees someone in a car and he's like, oh, I wish I had the car. And then someone in the car is now, whoa, I'm seeing a hypercar. I wish I had that hypercar, that Ferrari. And now that person in the Ferrari is looking up at a helicopter and saying, I wish I had a helicopter. And that person in the helicopter is now like, I wish I had a private jet. And I guess that man in the private jet is now wishing he is the president of a country and owns an island like Richard Branson. Do you know what I'm saying? So whatever level someone's at, they're now trying to achieve a different type of level. Okay? So stick to your lane, stick to what you know and make the micro steps towards the vision you have, the goal you have, okay? Because you trying to jump the step is going to make you pull back and feel like the thing that you're trying to achieve is impossible, when all you need to do is take one small step forward. If you fail at it, then you now have the feedback to know that didn't work, or I need to try something different so it does work, right? Now, if you try to skip that, then you wouldn't have the history, you wouldn't have the feedback, you wouldn't be able to analyze what you created or you've done. So you can't adjust, which then leaves you in the constant loop of, this isn't working, why is that not working, this isn't for me, when in reality, you didn't break down the goal small enough, you didn't find the solution, right? So again, going back to a little story of mine, I've created an ebook that allows you to transform your mindset and your body in 30 days. The main focus behind it is understanding and operating through the 4 principles. Understand yourself. You can't move forward without understanding yourself deeply. What's your current situation? What's your current blockages? What's your current weaknesses? What's your current triggers? And then we're going to move into optimizing your health. Because if you can't control your health, how do you expect to control and change your life? Understanding where you're at with sleep and recovery, your activity status, your nutrition, what are you consuming on a day-to-day basis, and your mindfulness, what's the state of your mindset? Once you can optimize this, then that then breeds the confidence to move forward in life. I feel in control. I feel that I can manage things, which means I can manage any situation. And then we're going to look at self-image, self-belief. So once you understand how you speak to yourself, the internal dialogue, what's your belief systems, then you know what is going to trigger you. Makes you more self-aware for you to communicate better, not only with other people, but with yourself. And then we're looking at the last principle, which is goals, action. What are the principles, the objectives, the steps, the process that we are going to follow for us to achieve the goals we envision? So this ebook will allow you to pause for self-reflection, be accountable for what you say and what you must do, and guide you along the path to limitless potential and abundance. So click the link in the description, drop Be Unstoppable in the comments, and I'll be able to send you a link. Be unstoppable, stay dangerous. When everyone was deciding they was going to college and they wanted to become, I don't know, some people ended up being bankers, some people ended up being accountants, some people worked in law, some people are IT programmers. I think they had a rough idea. Some people were very clear cut because I guess the environment they grew up in, i.e. their parents and their culture, taught them about having a clear vision. If they weren't taught about it, then they were told to do it. Like some people in an Indian culture, right? Their parents would say, you got to be a doctor, a lawyer, and someone else, an engineer, right? Same with African households as well, to be fair. It's like, you got to get your degree, you got to study, right? Now, my parents directed me, specifically my dad, when I was in secondary school, he said, do your business studies. I don't care what you do business studies, right? So I took his advice, but I also didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew I wanted to play football. I wanted to kick ball. I wanted to be a footballer. I enjoy sports and fitness. I don't do well sitting behind a desk. I guess from early I wasn't able to conform in the sense of 9 to 5 and this and that. I just didn't know what I wanted to do. I just wanted to be free. I saw the glitz and glamour of something that is quite difficult to get into unless you have that natural talent and you've put that hard work in. So that's when I got into sports at college, right? And I was like, okay, this seems right. I'm learning here. I'm fascinated about this. Sports psychology, sports massage, working with children, understanding the gym aspect and biomechanics to a degree, business in sports, management in sports. So there was a whole different types of subjects within this subject. So there was many different subcategories, right? And I learned a lot. I enjoyed it, you know. It was only in the second year I took it more seriously. That's when I got my merits, right? Because I was kind of just not winging it. I was just there for fun. I was just like, all right, this is cool. I'm just going to do the bare minimum. And then as I got closer towards the end of college, that's when I was like, okay, what excites me? What should I continue this down this same path, or should I try something different? And I really liked to know how things worked. So that's when I did a foundation degree in IT, right? So me going through this process, I was figuring it out, whilst everyone else seemed as if they knew what they were doing. There was a girl in my class at college, and she got this triple distinction. Everyone looked at her like, whoa, that was a girl on a mission. She knew, she was clear cut, clarity. She knew what she was doing. And she was like, I'm going to do my very best. Triple distinction, and got to choose whatever uni she wanted to do. And I think she studied sports science or something, maybe at Loughborough, I'm not too sure. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, whoa, she knows what she's doing. And look at me, I have no idea. I'm just going with the flow. So I was like, how has she gained this? Where is this need, the drive to want to push so hard in this particular thing? Because she was passionate about it, you know? She was very timid, very much an introvert, very, very knowledgeable. And she was just direct in her positioning. She was just like, I'm going to do this, and this is what I'm going to aim for. So here's me figuring out. I go to uni doing a foundation degree in IT, because obviously I've come from sports. So this was the barrier for entry. And in that 1 year, I learned a lot within information technology. And I said, okay, if I'm going to continue this, I need to be serious. I still need to figure out what I'm going to do. And after that first year, they gave me the opportunity to continue in that field, and I turned it down. Why? Because I didn't want to waste my time. I was partying more than I was studying, and I just knew I wasn't going to take it serious. You know, something was pulling me back. I was like, I need to find something that's going to give me the edge over it. I need to get into the real world. And I took the plunge. I've seen everyone around me, and I could have followed the trend and said, you know what? My friends, my peers are doing this. I must do this too. I have to do this too. But then I spoke with myself and I said, you know what? I have to do what's right for me. I have to explore, and I always can come back on studying again. So I went into the big wide world, and I just fell on my talents. I fell on what I knew, right? And what I knew was fitness, sports, and music. So I just took a 9 to 5 job in a warehouse role, manual labor, and in me doing so, I was just about scraping by, getting the minimum wage, but I was just like, I still get to have fun, in quote, unquote. A couple years go by, trying out different things, full-time work, X, Y, and Z. Come 2013, well, tell a lie, I left uni 2009. So I was trying all types of different stuff for about 4 or 5 years, I think. 2009, yeah, to 10, to 11, to 12, I was doing the manual labor. I was working in H&M as assistant manager. And then I was doing manual labor for the SIM company. And then I ended up doing manual labor for an e-commerce company. And then that's when I had the opportunity to go to Kos, the Greek island, and DJ. And this was the turning point. Yes, I've gone through the adversities of low self-esteem. I've gained weight a little bit. I've racked up credit card debt, and I was very much lost. I got injured with the knee injury, ruptured ACL, 3 knee operations later. But something was calling me to follow my passion, right? And I'm glad I did. I had an opportunity and I took it with open arms. I went to Kos, didn't know anyone there, and I grew up very quickly. I had to learn to save, I had to learn to manage my money, you know, I had to rent, food, do you know what I mean? How to survive in a foreign country, do you know? Using my skills to the best of my ability. Okay. So I did that for the first year, came back and I was like, okay, I've built up my skill set. I'm now going to push to become a DJ. Then we go again, summer. It was that second time I was like, I don't want to work for the sake of working. I am fearing going back to this manual labor job for the sake of just doing this job, working for someone else, building on someone else's dreams, someone else's vision, which is not a bad thing. Gaining experience, the knowledge will be applied and transferred to many other things in life, and just building your network and just going through with action. I'm going to do the best of my ability here, so they could never say that I didn't work hard enough or I provided value. So yeah, at the end of my second season, I was like, I don't want to work for the sake of working. What's going to bring me joy, purpose? What is my life going to be? These are the serious questions I asked after having more clarity on the reality I was living in, So I asked myself these questions and I said, fitness, sports keeps coming back to me. How can I do that? Should I go back to studying sports, or should I enter the field at a different route? And that's when I came across personal training. I already did a level 1 at sports at college. All I need to do now is get my level 2 fitness instructing, and then level 3, and then I can explore more avenues from there, So I dived right in, and just knew. Now I knew what I wanted to do. I focused more on myself. Yes, I saw other people around me and it felt like they were obviously ahead, because they started this a lot sooner than me. They're a bit more experienced. They've gone through the trials and error, right? I see that. But with me now, it's like I'm now using that as motivation to be like, if they can do it, I can do it. I'm not behind. I just know I'm capable, but I will get there at my own merit. And that comes with taking one step at a time. So my ultimate goal was, I just wanted to be the best personal trainer that I could be. The best personal trainer that I could be. How do I do that? Be in their environment. Get into the environment and soak up everything like a sponge. Learn from people who are doing it. Learn from people who have done it. Learn from your own doing. Okay? So I immersed myself. I said, you know what? I'm going to come out of this manual labor job. I'm just going to dive straight in. There is no plan B, plan A only. Okay? Plan A is, I'm going to make this possible. I'm going to sacrifice the fun on the weekends, have to sacrifice time with my ex at the time, or my girl at the time, whatever. And I just need to get this done, because once I'm done, I can enjoy the fruits of my labor. Okay, so I've immersed myself into the environment. I was amongst people who were doing it and amongst people who were ambitious in their endeavors. So I was very fortunate enough joining this small group PT establishment with a person who was a PT for, 5 to 8 years prior, and now has built up this space. And he's learning on the job too. So as he's learning, I'm learning, and he's now coaching me. So I had a mentor. And I became his right-hand man. And in doing so, I learned not only how to personal train, do fitness classes, manage people on this sort of level in this industry, but how to run a business. And all because I took one micro step. And that was get into the environment. Okay, what's next? Do my level 2. Okay, what's next? Do my level 3. Now apply it. And then when you get good at something, people will notice your talents. When you are being respectful and you're doing for others, people will notice that and they would want to elevate you. So, in conclusion, focus on your journey. Break down that goal into micro steps and say, I'm going to take this step. And then after that, I'm going to take that step. And then after that, I'm going to do that. Then you're going to look back and say, wow, I made all them steps and look how far I've walked, literally. So today's action, stop measuring your life against others and start to focus on your own progress. You're not behind, you're just on your own path. Comment day 13 if this resonates with you. Please put in the comments what your experiences have been like and how you overcome them, or if you're experiencing something now that's blocking you from moving forward or allowing you to cramp up and feel a type of way. All right, we've all gone through certain things and we can all learn from each other. If you didn't know, I've created a 30-day system, and you can use this system on a cycle. So once you've done the 30 days, you can look back on what you've done, reassess, readjust the goal. If not, focus on a different goal, or focus on a different weakness or blockage or something that's holding you back that you want to overcome, allowing you to gain clarity, build confidence, improve your health, and feel at ease in social and professional situations. So with this 30-day system, it starts to look at the 4 principles that I believe will inspire change. Understanding yourself. Who are you? What's your current situation? What's your current goals? Optimizing your health. How's your sleep and recovery? Are you getting enough quality sleep? Are you recovering well to help you deload and de-stress? What's your activity like? Are you active on a daily basis? Have you put in non-negotiables in terms of strength training? Do you have any hobbies in place? What's your nutrition? What's the type of food you eat? What do you eat? When do you eat? Are you hydrated? All these questions to make you look at your life with a fine-tooth comb, so you don't leave any weaknesses or allow any leakages, so you don't build the capacity and the confidence to move forward towards your goal. What's the self-image and your self-talk? How do you perceive yourself? How do you think others perceive you? What is your self-belief? What are the systems behind your belief? What are the triggers? Yeah? And then action, the goal setting. What is it you want to achieve? What's the system we're going to put in place? What's the process? What's the step-by-step process? Okay? And then, are you accountable for delivering on your promise? Are you taking action? Are you staying disciplined? So with this guidebook, it's literally the framework I've been using and I've developed from my life's experience, working with senior execs, VIPs, athletes, leaders, corporate organizations. All these things will come in different ways, but then I've now just condensed it into this book, so you have a surefire way of knowing yourself better and then moving forward with purpose, with that vision, and achieving the goals you think of. So if you want a copy of this PDF, comment Unstoppable in the comments, or send me a DM and I'll send you the link. This should also be in my bio too, so links there, or head to the website, lewisparis.co.uk. If you want to work on a deeper level, one-to-one with me, and we can understand what your blockages are, why you might feel lost and confused, and how to best move forward, then again, head to the website and you can just book in the discovery call. And I hope these last 13 days have been giving you food for thought and you've been able to resonate. So I look forward to hearing how you're getting on, what you've been suffering with, or any achievements you've been able to accomplish. Again, if this resonates with you, then put day 13 in the comments, and I look forward to seeing you for day 14.